What's cracking, guys? JP here again. I usually do fishing, reef keeping, and any fish related videos in my YouTube channel, but in the past 3 years I have been fishing, and in the past 2 years I have been kayak fishing. So I'm just gonna do a little video of my kayak build and fishing setup. So I hope you like it. So let's get to it. Alright, so we'll start with the basic setup. Now this is basically a lifetime Tamarack Angler 10-foot kayak. You can get this at Walmart for about $200 to $250, depend on if it's on sale or not. But this is a pretty good basic beginner kayak. It is pretty wide, as you can see. There's more space. There's two hatches, one in the front and one in the back. So that's pretty good, but it is pretty wide and it is pretty slow if you have a lot of stuff. But if you're just alone, I bet I'm 5'4", so that this is pretty fast. So this is a pretty good kayak, but we'll get to the mods I made into the next part. Alright, so we'll get to the upgrade of my kayak. So the first upgrade I made is I went to, I think, Austin Kayak or something, but you can get this on, what is that, Shields. You can get this at Shields for about $100 or so. This is the Bending Branches Angler Classic. And what I like about this is it got this little hook right here in the back or one of the side, and you can get your lure back if you're stuck on a tree or hang up on the wood or rocks, and that's pretty simple. And I think I got this a 230 centimeter, 230 centimeter of the length, and I got a little measuring device here for your fish ruler. It's pretty light for the price, so it's pretty good. I've been using this for 3 years, so pretty good. The next upgrade I went with is this stadium seat. Now this seat is, you can get this on Amazon, anywhere, eBay. This is the Cascade Seat, and it fits right in between the seat of the kayak here. Before, there used to be 4 holes right here that holds the foam of the kayak. That came off one day after being used, so I have reused them, put a zip lock or zip tie in between, and then zip tie my seat so it does not go anywhere. No drilling holes, so pretty good. Alright, the next upgrade I did is I went to Home Depot. I got a milk crate. Now this milk crate is a little bit too crazy because I have upgraded it even more. The original milk crate is right here, this whole place. This is the second milk crate. I just cut the bottom, put it to this top to make a lid, and I have went and got this little lock thing. It's like a basic lock you can get at Menards at the hardware section. What I like about this lock, instead of like a bungee cord to lock this, I can actually close this and just twist this, and it does not come anywhere at all. And I also have some metal hinges right here in the back to kind of help support it. Also some zip ties. Alright, in the side of the milk crate, I went to Shields, got me this rocket launcher tube. A lot of people make their own, like a PVC pipe. What I like about this is they got these little slots, and it's 3 equal, and it just fits the milk crate just enough. Look at that. It's like made for it. I got 2 of them because one side is for my fishing like gear, like fish grips, nets, my anchor. So these go right here, and the other side, my left side, will be my fishing pole. Why I did that, because I cast on the right side, and this is a lot lower. This is a lot lower than the fishing pole, so I don't get snagged on my fishing pole when I cast. Right here in the front, this is just all PVC, by the way. This is where I keep my fish ruler. I just slide this in right there, and it will help keep it in place. And when I get the fish, I just gonna reach back in front of me like this. I just reach back and basically get the ruler pretty quick. Alright, so underneath I have made legs. Now these are just basically PVC, angled, and PVC like 3/4 I think. Is it 3/4? I think this is 1/2 to be honest. And just zip tied these to the bottom of the milk crate. Alright. Inside the milk crate, I have a few compartments. I have a my hard tackle lure. This got all the anything that can be crankbaits, any kind of floating baits. So anything that I need for hard lure. Then I have my terminal tackle, which is basically just weights, sinkers, and then some vertical jigging. And then I got my third little box here, which is all plastic. These are all, plastic basically. Fake lures or fake baits. There we go. All organized. Now I only carry 3 of those big ones. Then I have my little bluegill, crappie, fly fishing kind of lure here, tackle. Just very small and micro fishing. Inside here, this is my spinning lure, like spinning baits, buzz baits, kind of helps keep it intact. And then inside in my little container here, why I got this is kind of helps stuff from going all around. Inside here, this is my string, so fish strings. It's just a container for stacks. It's like lace. And this is my fishing or lure retriever. It just keeps everything in place and organized. I have my bug spray so I don't get swarmed with bugs. And I got my multi-tool right here with me, just in case if I need like a screwdriver, a Phillips, I am ready. So that just goes in there, like that. Alright, so we'll put this on the kayak and we'll get to it. Alright, so we'll get our milk crate in the kayak. It's just as simple as putting it like this on top, like that. Also in this crate, I have little hooks right here that will hook these bungee cord basically. So I just wrap that around. Go on the other side here so you guys can see. Just go like this. Go underneath their legs, like that. Wrap this one to the other side first though. There we go. One in the side, and one over here. One in the front. It's pretty simple. It does not go anywhere. I travel with this on the kayak so I don't have to take this on and off all the time. So pretty good. My next upgrade I did is I got me a cooler. This one I got this at Menards. It's a lot brighter green than my kayak, but I like this is it's a hard cooler, hard shell, so it helps with more insulation. This is where I keep my drinks for the whole day, any food, some ice packs in there in case if I catch some fish if I want to keep. And where this goes is just behind this milk crate. And how I designed this, I have a little trolling motor mount right here, and before I built this I actually measured the whole system so that it will fit in between here without any play. So, and I also just glued some hooks. I did not want to drill it because if you drill it then you make holes and let the heat come into the cooler and doesn't really help with cooling. Alright, so we'll put this guy in. Alright, this goes like that. Strap that around, goes to the front here, the little hook here. There we go. Goes like that. And what I do next is I grab this loop it around like that so it doesn't go. I'll do the other side. Loop it around. And voila. There's a little cooler for your kayak. It just fits perfectly. I mean, it kind of wobble like this, but it does not go anywhere because there's this little metal here, so it helps. And when I travel, I just use a bungee cord or a rope that goes above this, so it does not go anywhere. And here's the lid, as you can see, and here's the water. Pretty good. Now, since we got our basic milk crate and cooler set up, we'll be putting everything in together, so we'll get to it. So the first thing I put is my little net right here. Just put that right on the third last line. I have a little cord here to attach the net so I don't lose the net. Although it floats, the net floats. So as you can see, it's pretty long. Got my fish clips. Next step is anchor. I got my anchor right here in the first line of the slot right here. Goes like that. This guy will just clip on like that, and this guy will clip on my anchor, trolling anchor. There we go. And here is my fish ruler. Like that. And then I got my fishing holder. This actually goes in between right here, and it goes like that. So it just fits perfectly. I got my fish boomstick. It goes to the front over here. Alright, pretty good. Now, when it is very rainy or very hot, I bought some umbrella. This is the Versa umbrella. I got this at Shields. What I like about this is it's a clamp-on umbrella, so you can mount it on your kayak without holding it when you're fishing. And this is pretty good. This is very common upgrade. And you know, it's a pretty small umbrella. When it's really hot outside or it's raining, you can just deploy this and just push it out. Whoop. Pretty good. And when you're done, just undeploy it and wrap it back in here. Now this is more of like the convenient or comfortability upgrade. This is not really a requirement. Kind of helps though, like, you know, if you're out there all day on the sun or raining, it helps. And I usually put this over in my side to my right. Kind of just clip onto my chair like that. Just put this in here like that and screw it in like that. And if I want to deploy this, I just press the button and voila, there's my umbrella. Pretty good. Next step is my fishing pole. Now the fishing pole go in this side. I got my medium. I usually keep only 3 fishing pole with me because I just do this for fun. I don't do this for, you know, professional or any tournament. So I got a medium one. This is for bass or any kind of crankbait or anything. And then I got my heavy braid. This is for trolling like muskie or catfishing. And then I have my light line, which is like 4 pounds of test of line for bluegill, crappie, or anything like that. So I can be out there fishing with any fish or targeting any fish. So my light line usually go to the front because I like to catch my bluegill. And then I got my bass here, my wiper, and this is my trolling heavy lure. So it goes like that. Pretty good. Looking pretty nice already. Alright, so we'll kind of swing around here. Okay. Look down here, there we go. The next step I like to do is I actually made a flag. So people can see me and I don't get run over by random boats. I've seen so many people getting run and split over by a boat. So I made this is just a road marker. I got coupling right here because it fits right into the trolling mount that I made earlier. And how I made this is I have a little roller right here, so it does not, even if it spins all the time, it does not get snagged on one side. I got the US flag since it's Independence Day, July 4th tomorrow, and I got the Iowa flag with it. Pretty good. Now, I'm from the Philippines, and by international law, you cannot put this different country flag underneath another country. It gotta be on a separate pole, basically. So I didn't really want to add another pole right there. Just makes too much. That's too much for me, I think. This is just perfect. So this goes into my left side because this is where I don't cast. So we'll move a little bit back. Move you guys back a little bit so you guys can see. There we go. Alright. We'll put this guy in. Goes in like that. Just screw in. This goes like that. Pretty good. Pretty good, I think. Looking pretty neat. Alright. So this is the basic gear setup of my kayak. I have almost everything in. Now this is what I used to go without the motor or without the trolling motor in the back. So it's a pretty what works for me. This whole setup is pretty cheap to make. Milk crate, cooler, some rod holders, and a flag. Pretty cheap. Now we'll move to the other side here to see you guys can see the whole setup just like that. Here's the this side. I got my net. I just cut this rod holder so that my net does not slide around. So I have a cutoff right here. So this is a smooth side. This is a cutoff so that my net will go in like that and it does not, spin anywhere. So it kind of holds to the one side. Got my anchor right here. Here's my anchor trolley right here. Pretty good. And here's my rod holder. So now it's for the trolling motor upgrade. Now this guy is pretty crazy with a trolling motor that I did an upgrade. You have to make some holes, so you gotta be pretty have some courage to drill holes on your kayak. But since this is a pretty cheap kayak, why not, So in order for you to get a trolling motor, you have to register your kayak. Depends on the state. In the Iowa state, you have to register your kayak once you get over 13 foot or have a trolling motor. Alright, so the first thing I did is basically drilled the hole here, right here. This is for the line. It goes underneath the cockpit here and goes straight to the back of the trolling motor mount. We'll get our board here. Okay, here we go. So the first thing I did is I have my box here. This is just the conduit box you can get at Menards. I made this into a control box. I got a little, as you can see, I got my LED power. This will let me know how much battery left I have. And I have my control knob right here for how much speed I want. And have my forward, off, and reverse button right there. And I also made something cool. I have a little phone mount, magnetic phone mount. So since I have a fish finder, this will go into my phone. So how I did this is I did drilled right here for the battery case or mount. So I have a little velcro in the back, so it will velcro right here on the hatch. So this guy will go like this, and that just stays in its place. The next step is basically I have drilled my pedal. So this is the pedal control. A lot of people place their pedal right here on the side of the kayak, drilled in the kayak. The problem is in this kayak, as you can see, it is got these ribs where you can put your feet in, and it's not even. It's very hard to put like a screw in here, in my opinion, until I came up with this idea right here. Now this is a battery box. Drill the battery box, put some bolt and screw in here, and as you can see, this is where I place my pedal instead, or foot control. Okay, so this goes right like that. This is the battery box strap. So this guy will just go into this hole here. Okay, but we'll get a little closer here. Now since we got our battery box, control box right here all set up, I actually drilled these plates right here. This is the battery box holder that came with the box, and I drilled holes and put the screw in there so it doesn't go anywhere. Now how I attach this is I got my strap. It goes to this hole here first. Just goes in there. Just comes out like that. There we go. Look underneath the stuff here. Make sure it's even and flat all across. Goes like that. There we go. Goes to the other side. Okay, and then this goes to this right here. Pretty good. Now I have upgraded my plug. This is just a motor plug, and this is a Anderson plug. This is a heavy duty one because you will be taking this on and off. I got two different colors. I have a gray and I got a red one. The red one is for the solar panel. The gray one is for the battery, and it matches with the plug-in too on the other side. The next step is what I usually do is I have my control cable or for my steering. My foot pedals have this little clip-on on them, so I can just clip this on. Now this is stainless steel, so it will not rust or prevent from rusting. Even in fresh water, you know how many clips it will rust. Right. There we go. You don't deal with that on the middle of the lake basically. There we go. Alright, so now we got our controls. We'll put the battery in. Okay, here we go. Here's our battery. Now this is the Duracell Ultra. This is the 35 amp hour model. I actually can just put this in like that. This battery box is a pretty small model. I don't really remember what exactly it is. I think it's a Seaguard battery case, so pretty good. And it's a pretty small case that fits the 35 amp hour case. Alright, so like I said, I usually just connect the gray plug to the gray plug. I have a fuse right here in case if the whole system short circuit. I don't want to burn in the middle of the lake. That would be not good. I got the plug-in riveted in there and basically bolted in, so I don't have to deal with the terminals. Just plug this in like that. Whoop. There we go. Pretty good. Now we have, you can see there is a little LED light right here. That is the voltage of the battery since it's connected. So we'll get to the close-up look here. There we go. Let's see here. All right. Take a little closer look. There we go. You can see there is the LED 13.1. Pretty good. Here's the forward reverse, the knob for the power, and my phone. And my phone is just a pretty old Samsung S4 with metal in the back. Just goes like that. Oh wait. See? Oh. Pretty good. All right. We'll move on to the next part of the system here. Now I have added a solar panel on my setup. This is the, I believe this is the Rich Solar. This is the pretty cheaper version of it. It kind of adds about 20 minutes of runtime of my battery and my trolling motor. And this one is a 20 watt version. So this one will just sit right on top like that. And what I usually do is get the plug like that inside. This guy will, I made some hooks in the solar panel so it can hook. And then the red plug will plug into the red plug itself too. So kind of just goes in like, goes only one way, so you can't miss it. So pretty good like that. You got a whole solar panel, and then my solar panel controller is in this box. This guy will just go in here so it can prevent from the water and heat, and then we'll loop this guy in so we can lock this in place. This goes under here. And how I mounted my solar panel on the battery box is I have an L right here. This is aluminum L bolted into this side right here, so I don't have to bolt or make any holes in my kayak. Let's see, pretty good. So it just goes in like that, goes in like that, goes around. Pretty good. The next step is have my plug for the motor plug into the side of the thing here. Let's see, we will just a little bit. There we go. This goes in here to the plug-in. Only goes to a certain direction. There we go. This goes underneath the box here. Just basically fits everything underneath, just like that. This goes above like that. There we go. Looking pretty neat. Lock it in place. Strap this guy in. Lock it in. There we go. And then usually strap that into the hooks so it does not go anywhere. Look at that. It is not going anywhere. Pretty good. The next step is putting in the trolling motor. So we'll get the trolling motor here. Okay. Here we go. Now I don't put the trolling motor when I'm traveling because I used to do that with the trailer going down the road. It broke. I'm not sure. It broke the blades. I'm not sure what happened. It's just probably some pressure from going up and down, especially since it's a smaller trailer. So how I do this is just put this guy like that. Just put it above here. There we go. Attach that. This guy will lock in place. The thing here. So this will basically get the motor tight on the mount itself. Then I got my plug. This is the plug-in for that connects to the battery on the front. So this goes in like that, and just plug that in like so. It's gonna go in. There we go. All right, pretty good. Goes in like that. Just tuck it in, so it's pretty neat. Next step is getting your, let's see, thing here set up. The steering cable just goes to one side. Let's see here. Here's the steering cable that connects to the front. So this just goes to the little arm here. And then this one just holds some tension so that when we turn, we got some, you know, some spring, so it will turn back. Goes one side, and then the other side goes in here. There we go. So you can see if you turn this side, it will come back. Pretty good. So I don't have to deal with turning, and then it's gonna be all one-sided. This guy actually goes to the outside. There we go. I have made a little lifting device here. Now this is just a pulley attached to this pipe clamps, and this will just lift the, you know, or do it like that, or basically lift the motor so that if we run shallow, it does not go on the ground and ruin the motor. So I made some clips, carabiner, got my pulley, and I got my little thing here. This goes underneath the kayak, goes to the very front too. So this guy is just a pulley attached to this, and this guy will go here. Just like that, pretty simple. We'll get a little closer look though. There we go. Here's the attachment that goes to the front. This is the pulley right here. Let's see, there we go. So if you want to pull the kayak in the front, we'll just lift this up like that. So, and then it will lift and lift the motor head itself out of the water, so it does not get weeded up or something. What I encountered is, since this motor is pretty light and it's not as deep to the water, the bottom of the kayak actually almost matches to the bottom of this motor, and the water level is literally on top of this blade right here, so to prevent cavitation and also more efficient. So I have made this little spring here in the back. We'll get this around you. There we go. Okay, so I made this little spring. This is the original. I just got a little bolt and spring. Got my attachment here to the bottom of the kayak, and it will just spring it in like that. So that when I go in reverse, it does not come up. Because before, when I go full reverse, this will actually come up because it's pretty light and very, very shallow on term of the water level. Because the water level is literally right here. Yeah, crazy, right? So there's our little setup right there. We'll go to the front. Okay, so here's the lifter that I was talking about. I got a little red knob, so when I pull on this, if you look in the back, if I pull on this guy, as you can see, it pulls back too. I lift it, pretty good. Since the trolling motor is attached, we'll test this guy out. So as you can see right here, it is attached. It's hard to perceive. It's attached to the back here. There's a wire that goes all the way down to the back of the trolling motor. Our control box is right here. We'll turn this on to forward like that, and then our LED is 13 volts, pretty good. We'll turn the knob to about halfway. Okay, we'll check the back. There we go, it is working. Now what I like about this system is, in my control box I have a PWM, and that actually controls the power, the frequency of the power, instead of getting that electricity you lost to heat, because this is a brush motor. If you have full power or half power, 50% of the power, if you have it in stock controller, actually lost to heat. So you're not actually using 50%. You're actually still using 100%, but only 50% speed. So it's not efficient for your battery. And with the PWM is, if you have put in 50%, you're actually only using 50%, or at least 52. You know, the efficiency wise is much better instead of getting lost to heat. So we'll go to here. As you can see, it is 12.9 now, so we'll go to really slow, so that you guys can see the blade. So we'll go slow as we can. All right, that's pretty slow. That is pretty slow. Okay. The next upgrade I did is basically I got this box. This is where I will keep my keys, my wallet, and anything that I don't want to get wet. And you know, just have my flashlight in here in case if I get into the dark. And this guy will just latch like that. I got this at Menards. It's pretty good. And this will actually go into right into this box or hatch right here. It just goes in like that, fits perfectly. There we go. We'll flip this guy like that. And I have a little USB cord here so I can charge my phone. And I do have a battery inside that box, so it just goes in like that, and it will plug into my phone like that. Pretty good. Next step is I made myself a drift sock. Now, if you want to go trolling or drift fishing, you can definitely use this. These are just Menards bags, the reusable bags, as you can see. It's Menards bag. And I just tied them together. Got 2 of them for a drift sock, and that will definitely slow me down on about 20 miles or more speed of wind, and I can really vertical jig the fish. And what I do is I usually have my float right here so I don't lose it, and just put all the cables here. Goes like that. And how this will go is I will just attach to this trolley anchor, and I can move it around to see which direction I want to face. So this guy will store inside here because I barely use it, but I did use it multiple times already this year because it's been so windy. Okay, so it goes like that. Inside my hatch, I have a few things. I have a little pee in a bottle. Alright, this is where I pee. There's nothing in there though. And then next one is I have my little box here. This is always in the kayak. I have my fishing lure here. Fishing license, and also the kayak registration in the box. Because, like I said, once you get a motor, you have to register it. So this is always in here. There we go. Close this guy. Just like that. I have my sonar here. This is a Deeper Pro. Funny story. 2 years ago, I used to live in Iowa City area, and I was just fishing, and then I was looking around the brush to look for some lure, any lost lure in the river, in the dam, and I found something like this because I was like, what is this ball? It looks like funky to me. So I guess someone lost it, and I got it. It works. Funny thing is, I got this in my backpack as a salvage. 3 days later, I forgot about it, and until I realized I have this and plugged it in, and it worked. All right, so I went to Amazon, got the Deeper Pro arm. This is just the arm so that if it's windy, it can go up and down without losing any connection. I used to just put this in a paracord and just chuck it in the back of my kayak, but that worked pretty good when I'm trolling. But when I was just fishing on one temporary spot and seeing where the fish are, what ended up is this thing with the rope will just bang on the kayak and makes a lot of noise. So to prevent that, I just got this. Just kind of clips on like that. Will screw in just like that. This guy will just gonna hang on like that basically, and this will float right here as my sonar. Oh, that's getting kind of loose, to be honest. And then this guy is my safety net. It's clipping on to one of the cord here, just like that. Now I don't travel with this on. I usually take it off, and I only put it on until I get to the lake basically, or my destination. So that wraps up my video about my fishing and kayak build. I hope you like my little update. Before, without the trailer, I would set everything up in my car, push it in top of my car, and wrap it up. That really scratched up the roof of my car, I think. And I should have got the trailer in the beginning. Before the trailer, setting up and all this stuff takes about 1 hour. 30 minutes in my house, 30 minutes in the lake, and another 30 from the lake, then 30 minutes on setting up in the house, and that's about 2 hours. So that was too much. Since I got the trailer, it only takes about 10 minutes to set up in the house, 10 minutes in the lake, and then 10 minutes to the lake and back, 10 minutes in the house. So 40 minutes out of the 2 hours. So I saved about a lot of time. Instead of wasting my time setting up, I have more time fishing. Alright, so I know it's a little bit overkill, but it is fun building the kayak. I know it's kind of crazy for just having fun. So I hope you like my little update, guys, on my video, and happy fishing day. And happy reef keeping for all the fish folks too. Adios. Like that. Fishing like that. Go fishing. Like that.